Okay, so ignoring my hair for a minute, because honestly, I like it like this. I like messy hair. Um, I did something really hard, and I did something incredibly hard for me to do, but I did it. And so far, it looks like it's sticking. Here's hoping. I hung up on the man that I love, that I have always loved, that I will continue to go on loving even though he is a piece of work. Because he started his racist rhetoric bullshit again yesterday. And it just wasn't the day. It was the anniversary of the death of my Aunt Michelle, who was an amazing person. And though she wasn't my blood family, she was absolutely my family. And honestly, my late Aunt Judy, who was her best friend, would be ashamed of the fact that I didn't tell Rick to kick rocks sooner. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh, you hung up on him, big deal. Except that he's a narcissist, and it's gonna absolutely be a big deal. Yeah, so I did that, and the world didn't come crashing to an end. I'm gonna miss him, but you know, everybody has a breaking point, and I finally reached my breaking point. I finally did. So that's what's going on with the war. I'd like to call attention to my bracelet made by my very crafty, very clever Uncle John for our Dalmatian. See how the beads are kind of Dalmatian? Pretty cool, right? Yeah. Also, a couple of things happened, and a couple of weeks ago, in fact, 2 weeks ago tonight, actually, my mother and I were on a walk around our neighborhood at night because it is fucking hot in the daytime and only slightly less fucking hot at night. And we ran into a lady who we know, but we don't know, who informed us that her 22-year-old daughter was killed 2 years ago on her way to work in a head-on collision. And honestly, it hit me really hard because I used to babysit with this girl. She would come to my house and was an amazing little ball of energy. She and her older brother would come to my house, and I would paint on them with acrylic paint, of all things. And while she was waiting her turn, she would make up these incredibly stupid and silly little songs. I believe one of them went like this: I'm dancing on your porch, I'm dancing on your porch. I have to laugh or I'm going to start bawling again. She leaves behind a son who was 2 years old when she died. I had no idea. And it absolutely hit me really hard. It took me 5 minutes after I got home to find her obituary and find pictures of the crash on the internet. And the thing about that is I didn't even know her name, or her last name. I knew her parents' names, and I knew her name and her brother's name, but I didn't even know her last name. Did not remember it for the life of me, because I just called her Jalen. Jacob and Jalen. Oh, the kids are here. The kids are here again. That's how I refer to them. So that happened. And it was devastating and incredibly hard. That led me down the rabbit hole of checking on my Facebook peeps. Just checking in with people. Not just my family, but just checking in with people. And I went to the Facebook page of a guy that I knew in high school that I haven't seen since I was gonna say 18. Yeah, gonna say 18. But over the years, I've kept in touch with him. He has the ability to make me laugh no matter what's going on. And he knows when something's wrong. He can usually tell by posts that I put up. He knows me pretty well, even for not having seen me in 40 years or so. While I was on his page, I saw condolences for his wife, who was younger than me. So I sent him a message and I said, hey Jason, I just want to let you know I'm thinking about you. I'm so sorry. Not his real name, by the way. But I told him I just want to let you know that I'm thinking about you, and I'll keep you in my prayers, and I'm here if you need to vent. That's all I can really do for him, is listen to him. And he told me he was confused by that post because he didn't post anything about his wife passing, and his nephew just died by suicide 2 days before I contacted him. That threw me for a loop too, because I know the brother whose son that was. So that happened. I'm real excited about the prospect of a Harris Walz White House. That I'm very excited about. I love that this is now the second time in my lifetime that a woman has run for president. I think that's going to be amazing to watch. I hope to God that she wins, because Project 2025 is absolutely real. That person that I am done with was telling me about that in 2019 when the Trump administration was preparing for his second term, that he was so sure he was going to win. So it's absolutely real. Everything that is in Project 2025, taking away women's rights, taking away our right to vote, just all of it. He was telling me about, and trying to get me to take all of my money out of the bank, buy a gun, start stocking up on essentials for the house that I was living in at the time. It's absolutely real. Absolutely real. And fucking scary. Scary. And if you think for 1 minute that they're going to stop with women, you are wrong. That's not how this works. It's not how it works. And if you need proof of it, go study Hitler's Germany. If you think that all of a sudden one day they just rounded up the Jews and started numbering them and throwing them into work camps and concentration camps and gas chambers, you are wrong. Didn't happen like that. First they banned the free press. oh, who else is doing that? Then they started burning books. Then they started taking away rights from citizens. It's absolutely real. And while 90% of Project 2025 isn't going to affect me because I can no longer have children, I do have nieces and a nephew and a sister and girlfriends. And all of my friends have daughters. Yeah, all of them have daughters. Some of them have granddaughters. One of them has great-granddaughter. All I'm asking you is get out there and vote. Get out there and vote like the women in your life are going to lose their rights if you don't, because we are. Okay? Nothing else about that, really. Be safe, everybody. Be kind. Just be kind. You don't need to agree with everyone. You don't need to agree with me. You don't even need to agree with your family. But remember, when you're talking to anybody or you're posting something on the internet, maybe the person that you're posting it against, 90% of the time, they're not going to hear you. You know, like for instance, if you're trying to degrade Kamala Harris or Hillary Clinton or Taylor Swift or who the fuck ever, they're not going to hear you, but your mother, wife, sister, daughter, cousin, niece, granddaughter is going to hear you. And if you think that women don't hold that shit inside, you're wrong. You're wrong. Especially if it's coming from another woman. Especially. So be kind. That's all I'm asking. Be kind. And remember that we all bleed red. Doesn't matter what color your skin tone is. Doesn't matter if you're fat. Doesn't matter if you're thin. Doesn't matter if you have color in your hair or you're tall, you're short. None of that matters. None of that matters, because we all are on this planet for a short time and we all affect each other. So just be kind. That's all.